Common Core is really a new vision of education compared to what we've had, with a lot more focus on deeper learning and understanding things, being able to deal with complex reading, being able to apply mathematics to a lot of situations. So key words would be to perhaps analysis, synthesis, evaluate, estimate, apply, communicate, has a lot of focus on speaking, listening, as well as writing, and is a much more compact number of standards, not so many. So the American curriculum has been correctly characterized as a mile wide and an inch deep. So we've made the trade-offs in Common Core to narrow the topics and go deeper. And finally, I would say the Common Core is better aligned to college and career-ready standards than our prior efforts, in that we will be able to link students who do well in the Common Core should be able to succeed in college, and we're seeing it as for all students, and not just a group that's going on to four-year colleges, but for all types of post-secondary education, community colleges, specialized training programs, and things of that sort. My theme has been that Common Core changes almost every state policy. And if you have new curriculum standards, that means essentially a statement of what students should be able to do and what they should know. If you have that as your centerpiece, and that's brand new, and that is different from what you've been doing before in terms of your standards for students' knowledge and ability, then all your supporting policies that the state has must change, so that you need, for example, new textbooks or instructional materials. You need a new assessment system that can't just be moldable choice and memory-oriented. That wouldn't be the deeper learning theme. You need a new set of professional training standards for your new teachers. You need a lot of assistance for your existing teachers through professional development. You need adequate money and resources. And you need closer links to colleges. And and you need to rethink your special education standards as well for students that have handicaps. So you take something like this, the Common Core standards, and that's at the center, and then all these policies spring off from it, and they all must be, not only that they're there, they might, not just that these policies exist, they have to fit together well, they have to be aligned and coherent, they have to reinforce each other, so that you're sending consistent signals to educators and parents about what will be happening to their children in the future. If you take just English learners, all of a sudden you're looking at a much deeper, complex set of readings. Common Core also focuses on informational texts or nonfiction, and not just novels and things of that sort. And so it has much more depth there. So we're making more demands on children on complex reading. So you have to have, as part of your overall policy development and your policy coherence, ways to recognize where those students are, and the new word is build a scaffold for them to get from, say, being an English learner into the Common Core standards. So that won't be easy, but at least we're thinking it through, and we realize the gap you have for some pupils and what the initial platform stage is, and then they have to go this way. So we're not just going to dump it on them, if you will, and say, "Here's, you weren't getting that, so here's even more that you won't understand." It's much more sequenced and aligned with their learning progressions. In the mid-1990s to the mid-2000 years, we did review our standards, and we did move towards an accountability system that has assessments that are aligned to standards and to teaching practice. And so we've done this before. This is just raising our game way up and making it much harder. So we have learned that if you have gaps in your policy where you don't do enough professional development with teachers, the whole thing will fail. If your policies conflict with each other, then you're sending mixed signals and you'll be inefficient. and you need to have a lot of depth in how you approach this. American recent policy has been to stress accountability without really paying enough attention to the changes that have to take place in curriculum and instruction and the capacity of the personnel to change and to implement your new policies. So you need a balance on that as well. We've looked at other successful countries. The Common Core has been informed by international success and international strategies. So we're going to bring some of those to bear from some of the best outcomes in the world. I think whether it'll work or not, this is a question of will and commitment by states and by the nation. There's been perpetual complaining about the quality of our K-12 system. It's been viewed as a big problem internationally and a big problem with economic growth. Common Core provides not just a vision, but a whole set of specific curricula to get from here to there. And it won't be easy, but if we really want to do major changes to improve education, this is necessary. Our college leaders agree, our business leaders agree, both parties have agreed. 45 states in the District of Columbia have adopted it. So this country can do this. We certainly know how to align state policy. That's the easy part that I'm working on. So will we have the will, commitment, persistence, staying power to do this? That'll be a test. But if we don't do it, then I would say to people, well, we gave you a roadmap to get from here to there, and you didn't travel the whole road. And so I think we should really lay it on the feet of our country's leadership and the collective will of our people.